Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are back with more Serbia enthusiasm here in Victoria 3. As always, let's make sure everything's working. Hello, me. Let's make sure everything's working. Hello, me. Hey, right back at you, buddy. Hey, Peter. Hello. Good afternoon to you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope all is well. All right. So, we are back with more Serbia action here. So let's figure out where we were when we left off. We weren't last time we did this one was Thursday last week. So we got independence from the Ottomans. It decimated our economy. We have recovered quite a bit, but we did need to declare bankruptcy. So we got about 8 years left of the bankruptcy. But so far everything's looking okay. We've got some... Yeah, mainly tax waste, so this is going to be from radicals. A little bit of uncollected taxes in Bulgaria, but nothing big. What are our biggest expenses here? Because our interest rate is 28%, so we don't want to be going into debt. Hey, reverse ham cuts. Hello. When will we have shirtless gameplay? When I decide that'll be my last ever stream. When I decide I just want to lose all my viewers and retire, I'll do a shirtless stream. Jacob, hey, what's up? Good to see you. Welcome in. Let's see here. Government wages, goods for government buildings. What are our taxes and everything set at? Okay. What are our construction costs looking like? Tools, okay. So everything's fairly cheap except tools. That's kind of disappointing because we do have a tools company. And are they building? No. So we're going to build some tooling stuff ourselves. To get things going. Hey, Maximilian. Hello. Can't wait until the economy is fixed. Yeah, we're almost there. I mean, so this, we have money in the reserves. We're losing a little bit of money, but I think I kind of know where it's coming from. So, other than the fact that we have 8 years of bankruptcy left, the economy actually is looking not so bad. So let's see. Yeah, so we're doing that. So let's build a couple here in Western Serbia, and then we also need a little bit more in Eastern Serbia. Ooh, but we don't have a lot of people here. Ah, well, this might be the problem. Hey, oh yeah, hello. It's recovery time. That's right. Economic recovery. That's what we're doing here. Let's see. So we have... Yeah, we have a problem here. So I want to get some more people moved out of Bulgaria into these two places. So I would like to do promote national values here and in Eastern Serbia, and I would like to get a greener grass campaign here. So we will get rid of the road maintenance. We will also... It's not great, but... Oh no, that's just going to do prestige. Yes. 1, and then... I hate it to do it, but we're going to have to get rid of that. So, we're going to do promote national values here. And we'll do that to try to get more people moved out of Bulgaria. So that we can get this tooling workshop built up. Or hired. So let's get them hired up sooner rather than later. Motor Industries Railway, yeah, and then a couple more of those. That's good for the build queue right now. What laws are we working on? Protectionism. Not looking great, but we're doing that. Our national awakening. Yeah, we need to get the cultural fervor of the Serbian culture greater to equal 75. If we do that, we will also activate the Balkan League journal entry. So we got to get that there. And what's going to get us there is we need... So something that'll help us is we should be getting plus 15 for this, but we don't have enough Serbian pops living here. So we can get another 9 points there. That'll get us up to 50. But we mainly need to work on our universities and literacy. But we don't exactly have the budget for it yet, but we'll work on that. So I think we're ready for the unpause. I recently rewatched the Godfather trilogy. It's amazing how the first 2 movies are so good that they make the third one seem horrible. You know, I have to say... I always get double takes on this one, but I'm not a big fan of The Godfather. I've never actually watched The Godfather movies all the way through. I've watched parts of them on TV, but I've never just sat down and watched them all the way through. Yeah, the thing is, just personally, I've never been into mob stories, and that's really what it is. I know it's a fantastic movie, and someday I'll watch it, but The Godfather, Goodfellas, The Sopranos, all of that stuff, I've never really been into it all that much. It's just mob stories, I don't know why, it's just never been my thing. Never meet your heroes. Ugh, man. Yeah, I know. That's the reaction I always get when I say that about The Godfather. It's just not my thing. Agreed, mafia movies aren't my flavor. Thank you. Okay, so I'm not the only one, right? For me, just personally, it always just kind of seems like I don't really care. You know, like I get the dramas, like who's gonna lead the family and the business, and I'm like, you're just a bunch of criminals. Like a bunch of criminals making yourself seem much more important than you really are. Like that's... Yeah, they're just thugs / shrug. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I feel. Now, objectively, I can recognize it's, you know, probably a very well done movie, which I think makes it worth watching. So someday I will, but that's why I haven't had a big, felt a big urgent need to watch it. Damn, what do we need for this? We need the rural folk. Let's slow down for a second here. Actually, no, we don't need to slow down for this. Oh, we got the rural folk in there, but we're not doing so well there. Yeah, we need to get the rural folk out. Well, we're still in an unacceptable government. I really want to get off mercantilism, because we need to not have our imports getting such a bad trade advantage. So we're going to keep the government the way it is and hope for the best. Would it help if we put them in there? No, it wouldn't. All right. I'll take a good war movie over that. And yeah, same. A good war movie. Oh, man. I love a good war movie. I was just talking about the movie 1917 the other day, and just how much I love that movie. I'll take a movie like that any day. What classics have you watched? Oh, man, I mean, it's like when you say that, suddenly I can't think of a single classic movie. It's like when you play Wordle. Suddenly I can't think of a single word in the English language. Name some classics. I'll tell you if I've watched them. Like Citizen Kane. It's a great movie. What other classics? Yeah, I don't know. Name some. Well, speaking of movies, I saw Chinatown yesterday, and the ending tore my heart out. Yeah, that's a great movie, too. I love that movie. Although it's been a long time since I've seen it. I probably need to do a rewatch of that at some point. Yeah, we are getting... Let's slow down here. We can't afford this level of... Can we sell anything? Not really. Alright. Oh, wow, we took a big hit. Ghostbusters. Oh, of course. Ghostbusters, of course, of course. Classic New York movie. Ghostbusters is great. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. That was my whole childhood right there. Oh. Ah, well, having 11K in subsidies is not great. Ooh, yeah. So subsidizing this thing was not great. That was not a good thing to do. Oh, that's what hit us. That's what hit us, that subsidy. That was a dumb thing to do. I gotta stop doing that. I default to that way too much. Government admin. I really like the Departed. Oh, since it was both sides. The Departed was a great movie, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I guess that is a mob movie, right? But that was a fantastic movie. That's my favorite movie. What a film. The Departed, yeah. Yeah. Martin Scorsese. Martin Scorsese's fantastic. Although, I have to say, probably my favorite Martin Scorsese movie is Gangs of New York. I love that movie. Daniel Day-Lewis in that movie is just amazing. Home Alone. Home Alone classic. Same thing as Ghostbusters. Home Alone 1 and 2. Classic, classic. Yeah, we have a lot of turmoil. Don't we have institutions to take care of that? No. Oh, but okay, we're going to raise the level of law enforcement. We have enough bureaucracy for it. That will help us, so that is going to take quite a while. We can speed it up now. Alright. I am a little worried about hitting debt, though. Well, we're at 37K. We're only losing 3.3. We have a little bit of time. Although I kind of wish... I kind of wish we had the... the road maintenance thing working now. We got plenty of peasants here in Bulgaria. Thoughts on Jack? Oh, Jack Nicholson. Oh yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, I missed that. Yeah, Jack Nicholson is a man. Oh, Jack Nicholson is the best. Jersey boy. Just like me. He's actually originally from the general area of New Jersey where I'm from. But he is fantastic. You cannot go wrong with a Jack Nicholson movie. He's one of those people, I don't even know what I would say is my favorite movie of his. Because there's just so many of them I love. He's great. Although, it seems like he's kind of, like, retired now. I don't feel like I've seen anything from him in a long time. Yeah. Yeah. I grew up in New Jersey. The Jersey Shore. Or near the shore. But yeah, originally a Jersey boy. Ooh, hold on here. 1,000 a week sounds pretty good right now. Transit rights. Oh. Hell yeah, we'll take that. What an opportune thing to come across our desk. Okay, so now we're only losing 1.5k. We're at 20k, so we've got a little bit of time. So we've got some time, and so as this goes up, we'll get a little bit more tax money because this tax waste will go down a little bit. Oh yeah, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Oh. I flew off Cuckoo's chest. I love that movie. Yeah, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Yeah. Ah, man, I love that movie so much. It's such a great movie. I think his Joker performance is a lot better than he gets credit for. Yeah, well, I find what's funny about that too is like before Heath Ledger, like I remember people, you know, saying like, "Oh man, Jack Nicholson as a Joker, just perfect, just perfect," and it was great. I think the problem is once Heath Ledger's Joker came around, everybody was like, "Oh, okay." But Jack Nicholson's Joker is still great, and it fits perfectly for that movie, like the style of that movie, you know. So yeah. But I agree, he doesn't get as much credit for it now. I was just telling my wife how Jack Nicholson is the kind of actor you want to punch and drink with at the same time. That is such a perfect description of him, right? You want to punch him and drink with him at the same time. Yeah, perfect. There are a few actors like that, I think, where you just want to punch them, but like, go have a drink. I feel like Nicolas Cage is kind of like that. I want to punch him in the face, but also go have a drink with him at the same time. Have you watched Malcolm in the Middle? Don't disappoint me. I have watched it before. I haven't seen all of it. It was a great show. Definitely a great show. But I didn't watch it religiously. I haven't seen that one. I have to check that out next. Yeah, very good. It is very good. Should make a list like that. My list of actors who I want to punch in the face and have a drink with. All right, so let's this back down. We'll lose a little bit of prestige from it. But we're getting there. Okay, so we're only losing 53 pounds on that one now. So now we've got... Okay, well, yeah, we've lost quite a bit. We're down to 9k in the reserves, but we're getting there. Wow, now that I noticed you have an L-shaped desk, I'm jealous. Oh, yeah. Yep. Right in the corner here. I know, and I love my desk, I love my office, and the problem is my daughter keeps asking for when she's going to get her own bedroom. She's only 7, so I have time. But she's starting to ask about it, and I'm like... And it just reminds me that someday I'm going to lose this room. And when I lose this room, I'm going to lose this desk, because I have nowhere else in my apartment here where this desk is going to be able to fit. What are we researching? Oh, mechanized workshop, but we do need to start adding some stuff. Is there something we can add? So we could get another company. That would be nice. Oh, wait. Oh, no. We can't. We're not there yet. We're getting tech spread on central banking, so we'll let that do its thing there. Modern sewage might be good now, but we very well might need more production stuff. That might be the more beneficial thing. Actually, it is time to start... Well, not so much here. But we could use some labor-saving PMs in Eastern Serbia. Oh! Although we are starting to... We're getting 2 people from Bulgaria. What are they getting? 4. Speaking of movies, when was the last time you went to see a movie? The last time I saw... Well, The Eternals. Not just a pleasant experience. Oh, really? How come? I actually enjoyed The Eternals. I saw that one in the theater. But, yeah, my recent movie-going outings are all like kids' movies. It's the only time I really get to go to the movies anymore. Although I don't mind it. There's quite a few kids' movies I do enjoy. What do we have in Eastern Serbia here? Yeah, so what we could really use is some steam donkey. Maybe. So we're going to go steam donkey next. Dynamite. We need more construction. So we'll do these 3 next, and then we'll reevaluate. Dune, which is a great experience. Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't get to go to the theater for that. I did watch the first one. I still got to watch the second one. They are long though. But I did really enjoy the first one. That's why I'm kind of like disappointed in myself. It's been taking me so long to get to the next one. Ah, we definitely had something sell. Ooh, look at that. Okay. So we're kind of okay now. Man, yeah, we need to get... So this construction sector throughput is killing us here. Children working in the tooling workshops in Western Serbia have suffered injuries trying to operate the machinery used in production. Oh, look at this. I always forget when the trade unions are pissed. That's part of it. We need to make them happy again. Oh! I didn't realize we lost. Okay. Let's make the trade unions happy because this construction inefficiency is killing me. What would they like? And comics. And so they made a Dogman movie. And that was a movie that was a classic kids movie where there was like nothing for adults. It was just bonkers, that movie. Which is great for the kids. The kids loved it. But I was like, oh my god, I can't wait for this movie to end. I'm so tired of sitting through this Dogman movie. So something like Pixar, where there's like something for adults to latch onto as well, is nice. Ah, yes, propertied women. Why would the trade unions not like that? Let me go back to what it is they like. A few episodes ago, someone asked about Italy unification playthrough. And I just started a Piedmont playthrough myself. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember that question. And I was like, oh, you know, I don't really remember. It's been so long since I've done an Italy playthrough myself. I don't think I've done an Italy playthrough since, like, 1.6 or 1.7. I gotta do one again. Especially now that there's some new content for Italy. I gotta brush up my Italian unification knowledge. I thought it was me. Oh wait, did he lag for anyone else? Uh-oh, let me take a look here. Am I lagging? Am I lagging? YouTube seems to say I'm doing okay, but you know, you never know what that means. New fervor mechanics, I think it really lends itself to that. Yeah, look at this, by 1865. That is quite interesting, right? Except for Tuscany, who's like, nope, not doing it. Yeah, I have to say, 1.10 has been really great, especially for like a flavor pack that is changing game mechanics. I think it's been excellent. Reasonable opinion, there should not be a Toy Story 4. Oh, yeah, I think Toy Story... I'm surprised, especially for, like, Pixar, they're really, like, milking that one, right? I feel like Pixar generally doesn't do a lot of sequels. Like, they'll do a second one, but... I feel like other than Toy Story and Cars, they don't have multiple sequels, and yet, Toy Story they just keep coming back to. Toy Story 4 was fine. I was like, but I also was like, I kind of I could have, for me it was like I could have it or leave it. It was decent enough, but I didn't go to like the movie theater for it. Because the third one was kind of like an ending, you know? Don't mess with your ending, because your ending is part of the whole story, you know? We managed to get a white peace, and almost immediately after all Italians supported me as a unification candidate. Oh, nice. Oh, very nice. Piedmont is a good one to do. I actually want to do a run myself with Sardinia Piedmont, because I've never really done a run there. I've done two, and I mean like a serious run where I take it all the way through. I've done the Papal States, and I've done two Sicilies. But Piedmont is the next one I want to do. So if I do a Italian unification run the next time, I'm going to do Sardinia Piedmont. Although I might, there's a special achievement for Venice. I might do it just by starting as Austria, release Venice, and then go that way. All right, why are our lead mines having such a hard time here? Yeah, Eastern Serbia. Let's take a look at our market here. Yeah, it's Disney. They want the money. Yeah, that's Disney for sure. They will run anything into the ground if people will watch it. Although I'm surprised there hasn't been like 15 more Frozen movies. There's only been the 2. Because those are like cash cows right there. Have you never played My Favorite Nation? What would Maximilian's favorite nation be? Well, that's actually, it could be Greece, could be China. Maximilian's favorite country to play. Hey, I'm taking a multiplayer battle royale of the subscribers. The winner gets a month of their salary. Yeah, that would be a fun one, right? Let's just do a Balkans battle royale. Here we go. All right, so let's fix that up. You glorified theaterologist. That's right. At least I'm glorified. All right, good. We need this to hire up. We need that to finish. Where is? So we should have yeah, here we go. In Western Serbia. To be honest, though, we probably should do it here as well, since there's so many people. Alright, yeah, I want to create a need for these motors, so let's do some public trams. How's our coal doing? How are we doing on glass? We do have a glass workshop that can hire up. So let's do that. The sardine run. Yeah. Get them sardines. We should, like, create, if you're Sardinia Piedmont, start a company that does fishing buildings called a sardine company. Sardinia. Talking about animation film, do you know Rene Rouleau? No, I don't. Tell me about it. Sardinia Piedmont. Avanti Savoia. WALL-E's my favorite animated Disney one. Same. I love WALL-E. Always have. That is still my favorite Pixar movie. We have a in our apartment here, we have a Roomba, and we named it Mo after the character in WALL-E, that little robot that cleans up the mess that WALL-E is making. We have a Roomba for the whole apartment. We call Mo. Oh. And then, but it can't, our Roomba can't get into the kitchen. So we have a little one that can sweep and mop, And that one we call Mobi-Wan Kenobi. All after that robot in WALL-E. Alright, so our guy died. So we now have a kid. And we lost a lot of authority because of it. Although he is an intelligentsia, Democrat, this might be beneficial to us. Milos Abranovich. But, how old is he? Yeah, 5. So, it's gonna be... we're gonna have this for like another 13 years. Damn. 31st minutes with no dialogue at all. Yeah, isn't that brilliant? Isn't that brilliant? And a kid's movie, of all things, like, with no dialogue. Like, you don't see that at all. And it was great, you know? The way they tell the story with no dialogue. I appreciate something like that. Alright, let's... oh my god. Okay, let's get these guys happy. Universal suffrage, anarchy, interventionism, command economy. Oh, they would like national militia. Actually, yeah, I forgot about that. We kind of want to move to national militia, to be honest. And we have the rural folk in there. Once we have them... oh, we have an illegitimate government right now. That's our big problem. Alright, so unfortunately we gotta kick the rural folk out. Which means we're not gonna be able to do this. Yeah, there's no way we're getting those guys in there. Damn. Okay, so this could make the trade unions happy. Can we get the industrialists in there? No. Yeah, we gotta break this party up. We have our market liberal petite bourgeoisie. Really, the trade unions... the trade unions would like the guild system. Problem is, I don't like the guild system. Because of the qualifications hits. But we've got to do something to lower this construction inefficiency. The trade unions want state religion. That's interesting. I might not be so opposed to it because... let's take a look at our acceptance here. Yeah, no, never mind. Yeah, like the Turkish national movement is gonna get pissed here. Yeah, so maybe not state religion. And I don't really like the guild system, though. Political strength of shopkeepers. Who are our shopkeepers? The petite bourgeoisie. They don't need any more. Interesting that I can't get the industrialists in there. We're not going to go back to peasant levies. Well, also, I guess the thing I got to keep in mind is we don't have very good legitimacy, so the only laws we're going to be able to do are whatever laws are available to us right now. We could try to go for, we could try to go for parliamentary republic, not have to wait 13 years for this kid to grow up. I also would like to, we really do need to move to interventionism. So this guy's a moderate. This guy opposes agrarianism. He might help us. We're going to make this guy the leader of our intelligentsia. Actually, I forgot. Yeah, that's kind of a dumb move. Yeah, that was a dumb move to do. Although, actually, no, that was a smart move to do. So I think we might be able to break this party up now. Because breaking this party up would be very helpful. Oh, we lost the Turkish rights movement. Okay, so we have the railroad in both places. It's hiring up. Ah, look at this one. Very nice. So we should be good with infrastructure for now. We are. Infrastructure is not great there, but they're hiring up. What about the motor industry? That's hiring up. Excellent, excellent. And we should be able to sell the motor industry now. Oh, it's already up for sale. Okay. No more Turkish rights. Yeah. No more Turkish rights, more Turkish delights. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Ah, trade unions. You're killing me, though. Let's see. So we could try to go parliamentary republic. For now. Although, yeah, we're going to lose 200... Well, we'll lose 200 authority. Because we're getting that from monarchy, but we'll no longer be losing 15% of our authority. So 15% of our authority, that would be what? 70, 105. So we'll get 105 authority back, but lose 200. So we would still be losing quite a lot of it. Hey, Gruff, hello, hello. Best Vicky3 content on this website. Best tutorials, especially the math explanations. Hey, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the compliment on the math, too. I don't know why I enjoy doing that, so I'm glad that others appreciate it. But thanks for stopping in to say that. I always appreciate that. Glad it's been helpful. Most chill streams. Ah, thanks. Yeah, thank you. I try to keep it chill, right? There's enough war and anger going on in the world of the game we're playing. You gotta keep it chill. Replace the trade union guy and change government. Yeah, I think we are going to change government. Because ultimately, we don't want to be on monarchy anyway. That's true, though. Yeah, we have an empty agitator slot now that we made that guy... You know, actually, what is our trade unionist? A traditionalist. Oh, that's why they're all for state religion. Okay, yeah, let's get off of that. A land reformer. Well, it's better than the traditionalist. He's an opium addict. Hey, Super Frank, hello, hello. This is the only channel that reads 10 digits after the decimal point, and in the end, Vicky maths it to the nearest integer. I do that, huh? I do that. Actually, I try to read not as many, not 10 digits past the decimal point. Somebody had, in one of my earlier videos, had finally called that out. Said, you don't need to read that many digits after the decimal point. And I was like, yeah, you're kind of right about that. So I try to read less now, but it's, yeah, touche, you're right. Gruff, I know, it's great. Hilarious. All right, so this guy is going to need to get the peasant movement. Yeah, so once we get the peasant movement in there, we can change our guy. Oh, Turkish national movement is back. But yeah, we are going to suffer a little bit. Oh, look at that. And not only are we losing 15% from him being a child, I forgot he's not popular. So we're losing a little bit more authority from this guy. Now, let's see. So we're getting some from... Okay. So we're starting to have people move around from Bulgaria, which is good. All right, so we're getting these tooling workshops. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to do anything with the trade unions at the moment. But hopefully, this party will break up soon. Oh, well, actually, yeah, let's go for parliamentary republic while we can. Now, that's not going to mess with any of our other journal entries, right? The Balkan League doesn't care about that. Yeah. And the rest of it isn't specific. Leave the monarchy alone. Why? Why would we want the monarchy at this point? I generally just don't find it to be a useful law. You get the authority, but like this legitimacy penalty and political strength to aristocrats, I don't care for it, to be honest. Oh, I did, yeah, we do have an intelligentsia monarch. You done effed up when Robespierre tells you to leave the monarchy alone. Yeah, but I don't know. I'd much rather be able to influence elections and or not elections. I mean, I'd much rather be able to what am I looking for here? I'd much rather get a parliamentary republic and affect who my leader is, because we can get the intelligentsia in there. I don't mind this from you, Egypt. Why don't you give me some money for it, though? Ah, so you just want it for free. No. Is there a good you'll transfer us for it? Coffee, maybe? Oh, opium? That would help our military. Also tobacco. Just to make the people a little happier. Problem is, though, well, we're going to be buying this, but the people are going to be, or buying this from them, but we'll be able to sell it to our people. Actually, the trade privileges would be nice. And then maybe... yeah, and do some tobacco. Anything else that we don't have? You don't need to... add that in there. And what can we sell you? Not much. You can see smart with such a big head. Intelligentsia, yeah. Yeah, the kids in this game always have such large heads, right? Yeah, this will make the trade privileges thing not so great. Yeah, we'll do this for 10 years. Too bad that we can't get some tobacco out of them. I wouldn't mind that. Well, I actually don't mind if I don't get any of this stuff. Let's try this deal. There's only a 10% chance, but if it works, it works. If not, I don't really care if... we have investment rights with a couple countries already. If we don't get investment rights with Egypt, I'm okay with it. It's probably not going to happen, though. Reports have come out of a strange illness harrying the members of the same family in eastern Serbia. Locals have started exhuming the bodies of the dead in an effort to stop the so-called curse. Yeah, we actually, like, really do not want... Yeah. Yeah, we'll do this. Anything that'll get us a little bit more loyalists. Yeah, declined. Okay. Do you watch the animation Wizard 1977? It's not popular given it's airing at the same time with Lord of the Rings animation. Oh, no, I don't know that one. I'll have to look that one up. Is there any good reason not to have such a beneficial deal for as long as possible? Like the diplomacy cost seems negligible. Yeah, like, so let's take that one, for example. So, generally, if you go over 25 years, they're not gonna want it as much. So, the biggest one you probably go for is 25 years, right? But I find that for investment rights, like, I want to be able to reevaluate it after a while. Because if it ends up being a country that's overbuilding, I want to be able to, like, reevaluate it. Let's say this was just trade privileges for trade privileges. I'd probably just do it for 25 years. Because that's a pretty good deal. But if it includes investment rights, I want to be able to do it for shorter. Also, if this deal had gone through, I would do this one for shorter because eventually there might be a point where I don't want to be buying this from them anymore. So I want to be able to have a point I can get out of this deal. So that's usually what I put into account when I'm looking at how long to set a treaty for. Yeah, so let's do this. Because maybe our trade centers will be able to bring in some of those goods for a better thing. Can we get that? No. Alright, we'll do this one. Should watch, though. The theme is quite heavy with indoctrination, war, genocide, and fascism. Oh, interesting, and it's animated. Oh, look, we got it. The main antagonist is a wizard that manipulates a steampunk industrial military empire. Whoa, okay. Oops, what am I doing here? Hold on. Let me look up what the cover of this movie looks like. So it's called Wizard. From 1977. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, I do not know this movie. Interesting. I'm gonna check this one out. Looks like it'll scare the hell out of my kids. More reason for me to play it. Learn about the evils, kids. Alright, so we got the one tooling workshop. Oh, the trade unions are happy now. Although we still have a very bad construction inefficiency and... Oh, the royalist movement. Yeah, and they got... This will be a problem. Look at our budget, though. Budget is doing well. Can we get everything back to a normal level? We can. Yeah, I'd love to get rid of that consumption tax on tobacco. More construction sectors. We want 8, and we won't wait. Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. More construction. Now that we're at mid for all of this stuff, we can definitely afford more. We probably, though, want to do it in Western Serbia since we have more workers there. Ooh, even the tools are good now. Okay. So let's try 2. I'll do that before the tooling workshop. Oh, and I want to make sure, too, we're selling these tooling workshops so that the company takes it. Oh, they're up for sale. Prince Milos Abramovich delivered a roaring speech in an attempt to forestall the progress of Serbia becoming a parliamentary republic. This could complicate things. Yeah, I would love... Ooh, if we do this, we'll get more workforce from the trade unions. Challenge the speech. The landowners are already upset. Oh, but this is good. Oh, wait. No, this will get us a setback. And this is going to get us a setback also. Alright, so we'll do this. Alright, so we are at the hour mark. So it's time to pay homage to the gods of ads. So I don't get ads in the middle of this. So we're going to take a 90-second break, get some more coffee, go to the bathroom, and we will be right back. All right, and we're back, and we are back. Let's see, what did I miss? What did I miss? Oh yeah, Laplace. I wouldn't say the movie's a PG-13 friendly, let alone a toddler. Yeah, I know. I was kind of joking about that one. Just looking at it, my son would be thoroughly scared from that movie. I wouldn't do that to them. I didn't say we want 7, and we won't. I didn't say we want 7, and what rhymes with 7? 11. Heaven. I didn't say we want 7. That won't be heaven. Hey, Donald Peterson. Hello, hello. I'm always spitting in trade union space for the smallest bonuses. Yeah, right. That's the American way right there. If Hamcuts were a character in Victoria 3, what would his interest group and characteristics be? I'd probably be in the petite bourgeoisie. Thorough, consequent middle class right there. Although, you know, I'm a college professor, so my profession in the game would be an academic. So, let's take a look. Our academics are... well, hold on. We have none. Oh, no one... Wait, did we get rid of... We didn't get rid of all the universities. Did we? Oh, man. When we were cutting stuff... When we were cutting government stuff when our economy tanked, boy, did we cut things. Alright, we're gonna build... First of all, we need qualifications, so we'll build them there. We'll start with 3. So we'll have 1 in each, and then we'll focus on either Western or Eastern Serbia. Wow. Okay. My characteristics, what would my characteristics be? They'd be poor. That's my characteristic. He's a petite bourgeoisie, and his characteristic is poor. I don't know his politics that well. You know where that comes from, right? My politics, I would say I am thoroughly a leftist. I guess I hide my politics pretty well. You see, I think that's my teacher, the teacher in me. Knowing how to hide that very well. Look at that budget. That's a budget I could use. More construction. Tito, we love the poorly educated. Yeah. Yeah, am I poorly educated, or am I the educated poor? Both, probably. Brain drain moment. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Cooking with Hamcuts 13. And with winter coming, let's make a nice hot chocolate, which everyone does wrong because no one wants to drink cake batter. Yeah. What if I did that? What if I did a whole stream where I'm like, alright, we're just going to make hot chocolate in this stream. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Ooh, look at that. You know, maybe I did go a little too Hamcuts on the... We'll do 2 more construction sectors. That'll get us to 50 construction points. What is left in America is centrist in the rest of the world. Absolutely, yeah, you're absolutely right about that one. That's something a lot of Americans just don't seem to understand. What we call leftist here is just like kind of central everywhere else. And probably, yeah, probably right-wing in China. Radical centrist with Habsburg absolutist characteristics. That could possibly be it right there. That's actually maybe pretty good description. I am a radical centrist, yeah. Yeah, I'm extreme in being in the middle. You quite lucky you're not living in 1960 or else the CIA call you a commie. I know. You know, you say that, but the way the US is going right now, I'm like, oh my god, if I was any bigger of a streamer, I think the FBI would be coming after me as a commie for being upset that I'm a college professor and living paycheck to paycheck. General Mihailovic Sputzik noting severe unrest in Bulgaria. has proposed using the army to suppress agitation in the area. While his political allies support him, there is a heavy risk to following his plan. Let's roll the dice, see if maybe we get a -5. We very well are probably going to be canceling this. Because we do not want this to go to a revolution. Yeah, in fact, let's just cancel it. Why incur the radicals over the course of that time? Yeah, this is not going to go well for us. So, and like Max said, our prince is intelligentsia, so it's not awful. In collaboration with the Liberal Party, Viktor Rostavensky has secured a deal for cheap and quickly distributed pamphlets in support of the party. Ooh. Yeah, let's take that. Ooh, hold on. Let me go back up. Like the Furama bit. Oh, I don't know that one. Ugh. All right, look at this. Let's take a look at this. Let me catch up on chat here before we figure this nonsense out. Yikes. In the point, my friend. The most left-wing senator in American politics doesn't call the genocide in Palestine a genocide. Yep, that's America right there. Democrats are so much closer to Republicans than any left-wing party in Latin America. America is quite moderate in the mainstream. Yeah, America is a very centrist country. And the Democratic Party is not a left-wing party anymore, but the Democratic Party is not close to the Republican Party in the United States. The Republican Party has gone so far to the right. And the Democratic Party is, I would say, like a right-of-center party. But there's a big difference, at least in the United States right now, of being right-of-center and being right-wing, unfortunately. Imagine a stream to make America a socialist union, only to get swatted by the FBI. Yeah. That would get me deported right there. Can't upset the donateurs in Tel Aviv. I hate these filthy neutrals. With enemies, you know where they stand, but with neutrals, who knows? It sickens me. Yeah. And it's becoming increasingly harder to be neutral. Ham, say the next sentence out loud. No way, I know better than that. Me and my homies hate the UK in Victoria 3. Yep. Yeah, because this always happens. That's why I didn't want to ask about his politics. I fear that I would find out that he is some kind of a liberal. Yeah. I mean, I'll say this. I am liberal, but like we said, that means something different in the United States than it does elsewhere. I'm probably maybe left of center more than anything, but I guess it kind of depends on the issue. Like I say, I'm a liberal because in the United States, that's what you say when you think you should have universal health care. But I think to the rest of the world, that's just a kind of a centrist idea. I find it ironic the Republican president more democratic than the Democratic, except FDR because he hates the Germans. Wait, you mean at the moment, right now? Like the Republican president right now is more Democrat? To the rest of the world, you say that when you want to privatize some healthcare. What, universal healthcare means privatizing healthcare elsewhere? All right, let's take a look at this real quick. Let's see what friends we have on our side. So who currently hates Great Britain? Austria, France, Russia, Spain. So a lot of people hate them. So we might be able to get people on our side. Notably, so they'd have to naval invade us, unless they got the Ottomans on their side. If they got the Ottomans, that would be difficult. I don't know on this one, guys. We got to think about this, because becoming a subject of Great Britain will not be great. I think, at least amongst younger folk, nomenclature is starting to change. A lot of younger people are calling themselves leftists instead of liberals. Yeah, the younger generation in the United States, I think there's a big reckoning coming in American politics when the current 18 to 25 crowd becomes old enough that they kind of assume power, because I think their politics are much different than what the country is right now. In Latin America, liberal is that stereotype of a moderate and prudent politician who supports, the free market, etc. Liberal, as in the U.S., would be understood as progressive. Yeah, I'd say I'm more of a progressive than anything else. No, liberals being right-wing here. Oh, interesting. So in Greece, you say you're liberal when you're right-wing? Wow. Oh, I mean like Honest Abe. Oh, yeah. So here's the thing, though, is that, like, Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. He was part of the Republican Party, but at that time, the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, their party platforms were different. The party platform switched at one point, and so the party platform of the Republican Party at the time of Lincoln was more of what the party platform of the Democrats are right now. So, I mean, that's what people don't understand. Like, the party platform of the Republican Party when Lincoln was president was that there should be a larger reaching federal government, which is the opposite of what the current Republican Party is. And that, so those platforms switched. So when people praise like Abraham Lincoln for being a Republican, like, but they're all for states' rights, it's like, I don't think you understood what the party platforms then were. You must resist. Great Britain, please do not resist. You are being saved. Yeah. All right, let's figure this out. So they want to make us a protectorate. Let's see what the British Empire has going on. Yeah, foreign investment 3. Oh, see, this is the problem. That 25% income transfer is gonna kill us. Can we resist this? We don't have a lot of conscripts. And quite honestly, we're not going to be able to get any enlistment efforts because we're going to have to... Like, even if we... Yeah, that still puts us at 191. So we're going to have to get rid of two of these decrees just to get back to level. And so we'll get 200. I suppose that can get us enlistment efforts in where it matters, Western Serbia and Eastern Serbia. And these guys will be happy, so I think we're going to resist this. I think we're going to resist it. We'll see if anybody joins our side. We might back down on the diplomatic play, though. Market liberals love to privatize education and healthcare. I absolutely vehemently am against privatizing education and healthcare. So yeah, I would say I am not a market liberal then. I am to the left of everyone. Yeah, I'm all for that. Man, this is a fantastic channel. Oh, thank you, Tito. I appreciate that so much. I'm so far to the right that I turn around, go left, and go back to the middle. Not bad, not bad. It all matters where you end up eventually. It goes bananas sometimes. The Republicans were always utter poop. The party of the business. They were tolerable back in Lincoln's time because they spearheaded the abolition of slavery. Other than that, it did the bidding of corpse. Yeah, exactly. I'm very much against that. I'm quite centrist in Indonesia, but radical sometimes depending on the topic. Like Napoleon said, women's right to throw men in the trash. Hey, John. Hello, hello. Don't become a protectorate of Great Britain. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're going to. So let's get this underway here. So we're going to get rid of the decrees, unfortunately. Gonna bump this up. All right, so we can only get the enlistment efforts in one place. So where do we have the most barracks? Oh, I didn't realize everybody is pretty much in Western Serbia. Okay. Well, actually, that kind of works to our advantage. What do we have in regards to... Oh, man, look at this. We need more groceries in our life, people. We need more groceries. What if we got rid of... Oh, what are we doing? And how are we on meat? Not a lot. How are we on fish? Not a lot. Well, I want as many... Well, wait, what do we get now? Plus 74. Oh, actually, that'll be enough. But, so what if we did this in order to get liquor too? Do the canned meat. And let's make one of them. Do liquor. Plus 58, that's good for us. Plus 7, okay, perfect. So now we get the extra supplies. And we get liquor. I think that's it in terms of mobilization options. Can we squeeze any sugar out of this? Oh, we already are. Ooh, yeah. Maybe we'll do sugar beets. Fruit will go down, but... Ah. They did nothing for our sugar. Alright, so forget it then. Do we have any fertilizer plants? No. I think education and health should be both public and private. Whoever wants to pay privately, let them pay. That's actually how I feel, too. There should be a free baseline of both. And if you want to pay more money for something extra, then go for it, right? But there should be a good baseline of both, not like a gutted, you know, no money sent to it so that everybody has to go buy private stuff to make up for the gaps. That's kind of how I feel in that. Nobody debates that. The debate is whether a public health care should exist or not, at least in the U.S. Here, we have a public health care, and anyone can also have private if they want. Yeah, exactly. That's unfortunately where we are at the debate currently. It's not I don't support women, I just don't, like, picky equality. Wait, what? Where did that come from? Oh, the Napoleon quote. Oh, I guess I didn't really quite get what that was about. I thought I did, but I guess I don't. Hey, Joe. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you. Always good to have you. Here next door in Brazil, they showed me a crazy alt-right influencer who started with extremism because he said he had a vision of Odin in the bakery. Interesting. If you like equal things, then receive equal treatment. I mean, yeah, I'm all for equality there. That sounds weird. Here in Sweden, private schools are largely financed by tax money. Same goes for private healthcare. Now, wait, is because I know, like, so you said you're in Sweden, but is it the same terminology that, like, I know in the UK, private schools are like the publicly funded, like open to the public schools, and public schools are like what I think of as private schools, right? Is that like, so when you say here in Sweden private schools, is that like the like the what I think of as a public school, meaning government funded and open to anybody? Okay. How are we on military stuff here? I know this is taking some time to set up, but this is, I mean, this is going to be a pretty major war here. So, we don't have a lot, damn, of this stuff. Oh. Well, we do have a steel mill that could use some hiring. And we could squeeze more steel out if we need it. So let's do this for both. So they're hiring up. That's good. Okay, so they're hiring. So we'll have more there once we do it. Now, let's get as many people as we can in on this. I don't think we need as much in the cavalry because this is mainly going to be like... Oh yeah, in fact, no, we're just doing... This is basically going to be like, hopefully just a naval defense, a naval invasion defense. So we want as many line infantry as possible. Yeah, so that gives us, we got 10, 20, 45. And we'll take that one last guy off of there. Put them here. Alright, we might be okay on this. We'll bump up those military wages. We'll bump up the taxes. Lower this down. Alright. I think we're going to do this, guys. There's a vlog of an American influencer that talks about how great Indonesian healthcare, but everybody here spit in the system due to negative PR and media. I've always had the impression that Indonesian healthcare is very good. Like, isn't it true that, like, people... I feel like a lot of people in the U.S. travel to Indonesia for major surgeries because it's affordable and good. But I don't know, I could be wrong. Is it just me, but whenever I eat something, I put on a scene from a series or movie of someone eating, it makes me hungrier. Yeah, that's what it's meant to be. Subliminal messaging. No, public schools are government-owned. Private schools are owned by companies, often Okay, yeah. See, yeah, I hate that, then, that government funds go to private schools. In the U.S., we have that, too. They're called charter schools. Charter schools here are basically private schools that take government funds and public infrastructure, like building space and stuff like that. And I do not like that. Also, our public transport, how useless those are outside New York. Yeah, because public transport is all state-based, so it depends on how much the state, does that. You should liberate Bulgaria as a subject. No, because they're our only access to the sea. I want to keep them, because this way we own our access to the sea. Yeah, for Tier 1 healthcare, you can get free heart surgery. Wow. And a VIP room. See? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love it. All right, let's do this. But, I forgot. Of course, we have to save the game. We haven't saved in a while. There's no save scumming in mind with this. We're just saving the game. Alright, let's activate everybody. Ah! After everything I checked, I didn't realize Croatia is a subject of Great Britain. Ooh, but we might get some allies. All right. Oh boy. Well, guys. Well, everybody. We're going to war. I think it's going to be worth it, though, to see... oh, how much... We could nationalize some buildings. Wait, what if we got Croatia out of it? Yeah, what if we got Croatia as a subject? So we'll do that. I think that's what we'll do. We're not going to do money, because we're not going to be naval invading. We don't even have a navy. But, yeah, let's take Croatia as a subject. Why not annex them? I'm afraid of what... Yeah, see, that's going to take a lot of infamy. I think it'll be better to just transfer them as a subject and then eventually try to annex them. Because I feel like we have 70 maneuvers. We want to use as many maneuvers as we can to bring people into the war. And the lower are... I want to stay under 25 infamy because that'll help us get more people in the war. If we get them as a subject, we could eventually just annex them. So yeah. Transfer subject. We're going to transfer Croatia. Where is it? There we go. And then in terms of building stuff. I think we're good. There is nothing like for free. Yeah. Nothing is free in life. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, or take the Croat land. That's what we're gonna do. Jovan Arandelovich of the Orthodox Church has been seen preaching in favor of the Conservative Party, convinced that their victory has been foreseen in God's plans. Has it, though? Ooh, yeah. There you go. We'll add that one. Oh, our agitator died. If you hate everyone's equality, is it egalitarianism? It's it's something. I don't know if it would be that. Oh yeah, we got the cooldown on this, so damn, 4 more years until we can get another agitator in there. Alright. Yeah, we are heavily outnumbered. Oh boy. Alright. Russia. Really? The Ottomans? Ugh, everything sucks. Ooh. What do they want? Enforce investment rights. Okay. Sure. All right, we've got Italy. Yeah. Can't be racist if you hate everyone equally. Yeah, but does that also include yourself? Are you hating yourself as well? A child is king. Imagine the scenes. You can't put me to sleep. I'm in charge of you. I demand ice cream every day, all day. Little Thomas called me boring. Banish him. You should check the other powers' attitude. Oh! That's true. Yeah, what is their attitude? Hey, we could get Greece. What's the size of their military? It's not bad, actually. What do they want? A war goal. But I think we probably only have maneuvers for, like, one more person. Oh, no, this wouldn't take... Okay. Yeah, so let's look at Russia. Yeah, no. What about France? Oh, the US is allied to them. Yeah, Austria, come on. What's your deal? Okay, so what if we put the rural folk in government? We'll have an illegitimate government, but at least it'll resemble the Austrian one a little bit more. Let's see if that does anything to help us. No. Then we're gonna change that back. Get Russia in. Don't forget to change governments if that helps. Yeah, but the way to get Russia in is to become a subject of them. So, ultimately, what am I fighting this war for? Why don't I just become a subject of the British? What difference does it really make? My private sector randomly stopped building like 3 years into my Congo run, even though there was plenty of investment pool money. Oh, well, what about infrastructure? Infrastructure and people, but mainly infrastructure. I know a lot of times when I'm playing Congo, I'll lose infrastructure, and then the investment pool will stop building at that point. Another thing you can do, too, is just build buildings yourselves and then sell them, and the investment pool will buy them. You should reload. Well, reloading won't do anything for us, though, because we still have the diplomatic play. So, like, the only primary demand is the protectorate, so we could always just back down on this, and it'll be the same thing as when they made the first play. This diplomatic play reminds me of those shorts against Austria. We got this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, right? Nah, we got this, guys. We got this, except now I'm the one doing that. Opium. Lots of opium from British market. This is true. We get a lot of opium. Infrastructure, very well, maybe. I'll check that. Thanks. Yeah, of course, no problem. Alright, well, let's let it run. Maybe other people will start changing their mind. I don't think Protectorate gives money to the Overlord. No, it doesn't, but being in the British Empire will, because they have Vassalization 3. So we'll get 25% income transfer. But so does Russia. the US, though. Oh, yeah, that's true. Britain is allied to the US. And so we will, in turn, be allied as well. Have you been improving relations with the great powers throughout this one? Off and on. I have been, yeah. With not all of them, but... I mean, we were buddy-buddy with the French. I don't know what happened here. But we have amicable relations. Austria, everything is very good. So I'm surprised they don't want to help us at all. You should try to get the Ottomans. The problem is... Oh, no, check the US. I did check the US. The problem is they're allied to Great Britain, so they can't join us. The problem with the Ottomans is that the only thing they want is one of our states. And to be quite honest with you, I think I'd rather be a subject of the British than give up Bulgaria. Bulgaria has all of the people that we need to employ and access to the sea. Although I suppose... Yeah, and that's the other thing. I don't even know if that would do it for us. Yeah. The icon is thumbs up, but you see it says the United States of America is allied to Great Britain. That's why they can't join it. Playing with small countries with almost no people like Paraguay, I'm afraid of creating a construction sector. So for a few years, I literally have to take care of the entire economy and build. I think with trade centers, that's a little different now, because now you can import a lot of the things that you need. Yeah, I'm surprised no one else wants to help them. I know. I mean, we could get... Ooh, nice. We could get Greece in here. Ooh, this does split the front. You know, I don't know. If we get Greece in on this... Now they got to do two different fronts. Problem is... Depends on how many battalions they're willing to do this with. I don't know, you guys. I think we're going to get Greece in on this. And this might be what we need. Like, you look here, we're almost matched in manpower. If Greece sent some troops here, we would match that. And now, they're gonna... Yeah, they're sending the majority of their people over to Italy here. We could boot them off here. Get Russia. Yeah, but Max, we're just gonna be... We're gonna become a protectorate of Russia. Like, what would be the point of that? Why don't we just become a protectorate of Great Britain, then? It's both... It's kind of the same. You should get Alberta instead. What, as a war goal? We would never be able... We don't even have a navy. How would we get... Which one is Alberta? Yeah, this one. How would we get... We would never get this. I'd rather eat beans for breakfast than become an Ottoman. Very accurate Serbian play. This is true, right? Yeah. What's happening to me? I was supposed to be you, but reverse. But now I'm playing with Paraguayans and Congas. Yep, you're a bad influence. That's my goal. That's my goal right there. But I thought Russia just wanted the investment rights with a random British country war goal. No, they want... Oh, it changed! Okay. We're gonna go back to the VOD on this one later, but it was just become a subject at one point. I swear to you it was. I'm going to check this at the end of the stream, but I swear to you, it was only become a subject at one point. Oh, Albania. Oh, John. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I was like, wait, what's he talking about? Alberta. Albania. Okay. Well, first, now we can get Russia. Oh, you could have swore it was like that? Maybe I'm just, I mean, I'm an idiot sometimes, so that very well could have been it. Alright. Well, this is a different game now. And we still have 44 maneuvers here. Yeah, wait, everybody wants investment rights in Upper Canada. Take Max, take Greece. This is a stressful situation, I understand. Yeah, anytime you're a small country and you see diplomatic play from the UK, there's going to be some problems. Yeah, so to get Greece in now, how many... So it'll take 14 diplomatic maneuvers. That'll put us at 30. So we'll be able to add another war goal. Let's get Greece in there. We got ourselves a little coalition going here. The might of Greece's navy and army, that's right. Well, now I wonder, did that change anything here? No. Jerks. Oh, we can get Egypt. Is Russia seriously willing to enter the war just to be able to invest in Canada? I know, right? Hey, you know, oh, Canada. Yes, Queen, give us the Ionian Islands. Orthodox country strong. Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, Canada's rich. I once have a Canada 2x GDP than Great Britain. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of resources. There's a lot of resources there. All right. Is there another war? You know, we could do the nationalization. Get 4 building levels. Now, we're not going to enforce any treaty articles because we're not going over there. They don't have any other states near us, right? No. Humiliation. But we have to go to Great Britain for that. I don't care about any of this stuff. And we're not gonna do any of this. Honestly, I think what I'm going to do is just force nationalization and then bring Egypt in as well. Because it's only going to take 10. I'll give them an obligation. I'm going to bring in as many people as I can. Greece, Russia, Serbia brothers. Now Greece, Russia, Serbia, Egypt brothers. Does that change them at all? No. And then I think the last thing I'll do is, we only have 20 left, is nationalize the buildings. You could conquer Koska. We don't have enough military to really conquer anything. Because the thing is, too, we need all of our soldiers right here. It's going to be hard enough as it is. I don't know. Now I think, though, we might be able to do this. Egyptians are not our brothers, although I have met many nice Egyptians, and I have a respect for them, just like the Chinese, because we are old civilizations. This is true. This is true. But there are brothers in arms right now. Take the British pay. See, I would love to do that, but the problem is, in order to enforce that, we would need to occupy land over here in the British mainland. We would need to occupy some type of incorporated states. Like, this isn't a British incorporated state. So we're never going to be able to get that war goal. Ham, why don't you live in Canada? It seems like the ideal place for you. It's cold and it's cold. I think it's because if you tried to cross the border, a voice would shout, "America!" at you. Yeah, I know. I would love to. First of all, I think deep down, my wife went to college in Montreal and absolutely loved it. I think she would love to go back to Montreal. But you can't just move to Canada. People always say that. There's actually like an immigration process there, and you can't just do that. But it's a lovely place. If I could live in Canada, that seems like a wonderful place to live. General Hranislav has made public statements in support of the Conservative Party, bringing into question the political neutrality of the military. Can we afford... Yeah, we'll just take that. The boomer civilization. Simple Plan Montreal, yeah. There you go, yeah. There's actually a large Algerian population in Montreal, too, so... I could connect with the local Algerian population. Nope, still haven't changed your minds, guys. He has family and kids now. Maybe he also owns the house. But he could and should move for a better life. Yeah, no, I don't own the place that I live in. But yeah, exactly, too. Like, now you have kids, they're kind of set in the school and the friends they have. It would be a big thing. Not to mention, like, I would need a job lined up over there before I did something like that. Plus, to be honest with you, I like where I live. I like New York City. It's my home. Owning a house in 2025, bizarre world. Yeah, no, it's never gonna happen for me. They'll get better French friends. on. Except I don't know if the French look favorably on French Canadians. From what I've been told. The yeah, the Americans coming for those Bulgarian oil. This is true, right? Yeah, it would have been nice to take Bulgaria, but I don't think that's in the cards. Look at this. All right, we finally have a bit of an advantage here. All right. We have no navy, so there's nothing we can do here. Although somebody needs to go help Greece. Here we go. Here we go, everybody. I hope you can move to Canada. Just don't forget your roots. Maple syrup is not better than butter. No. Nope, nope. This is my home. Alright, well, we have an acceptable government now. Ooh, yeah, here we go. I would like to get to interventionism. Let's move to interventionism. Let me take a look at everything else here, though. Alright, yep, it's that time. Woohoo! Unexpected war. We weren't even expecting to go to war. But here we are, friends. Here we are. Back on the beach. Italy versus Canada. Alright. Ooh. Not off to a good start here. I'm curious how the state-run grocery stores will be. Will they be cheaper? Also, it was weird. I was weirded out a ton to see Walmart while in New York. Yeah, Walmart is a kind of a weird thing here because you don't usually have Walmart. There's still not that many Walmarts, to be honest with you. I've yet to actually see the Walmart here because I think it's out in like Brooklyn somewhere. But there's a lot of targets, actually. Putting work on the back burner. Nice. Hey, Like Witherman. Hello, hello to you. Welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. How are you? You came at a good time. We're just starting a war. Just starting a war. As you do in Victoria 3. Let's see. I get some weird message from YouTube. Current video is interlaced, but interlaced video is not supported. I have no idea what that means. Quebec followed its own path, separated from France early, did not experience the revolution, not to mention that for a long time it was a Catholic theocracy. This makes them less crazy than the French. Yeah, it's also like big separatist movement in Montreal. They do want to be their own country. I do know, like, in the prime minister elections, they always run a candidate that basically runs on Montreal independence. Wait, are Walmarts uncommon in New York? In New York City, they are. In the rest of the state, when you leave New York City, there's Walmarts around just like everywhere else. But in New York City, they're very uncommon. There are a couple, though, but none of them are near me. Damn, this is not good. This is very much not good. Where are all the people? Where are all the soldiers? Bring these soldiers elsewhere. Quebec will become independent sooner than Texas. Brutal. Yeah, and none of them are going to actually become independent. Just like Alaska wants to be independent from the United States, from what I hear, or at least there's a strong movement for it there. I mean, this war, is it bad though? If you win, you get Croatia, but if you lose, you get access to the British market. Yeah, this is true. I guess it's not terribly bad, unless they added in any war goals at the last minute. No. We get access to the British market, but I'm actually very worried about this 25% income transfer from subjects. This is always a very difficult thing to manage in this game. Yeah, see, look at this. We're getting blockaded now. We're going to lose access to the world market. At least we don't have to send our troops overseas, so we have that. I also don't want to go back into debt. You know, I also forgot until this very moment that we also are still under bankruptcy. So we have negative 33% offense defense. But honestly, I thought our allies would do a little bit better here. Yeah, this isn't going to be good. Honestly, if they decimated us and just end this war early, it would probably be better so that we don't go into debt. But the problem is they are going to send us into debt. Ooh, we unlocked first aid. What good timing. We'll need more liquor for it, though. Which we do have a little bit of. Alaska? I understand Texas, it was a country for a few years, but Alaska. What is the principle of Alaskan nationalism? Polar bear snow? Yeah, I've never understood it. They say they want to be independent, but then when you ask them things like, okay, so how are you going to, like, how are you going to protect yourself from Russia? The minute you become independent, Russia's going to roll right in here. Let's see. Are our arms industries hired up? Well, not full. How are they losing money yet? Huh. Yeah, we need more groceries for this war. Yeah, actually, we need more railway. Oh, wait, when did you bankrupt? The previous episode. So our independence war from the Ottomans, though it was successful because we got independence, completely decimated our economy. So we took the bankruptcy to kind of reset everything. What the heck? Why does Britain have a gajillion troops? I know, I know. That's the thing. Usually Great Britain has, like, a ton of flotillas, but not this many battalions by now. Unless some of the updates have finally fixed their AI in that. But it would always used to be the case that Great Britain didn't actually build up that many battalions. And they just focused all on Navy. Not the case now, though. Polar bears and snow seem like fine enough reasons, yeah. Well, they have oil. Alaska has a lot of oil. Yeah, when I played as EIC recently, I paid tons of money to the Queen before breaking the chain. Yeah, yeah. I've had a couple runs where I've been a British subject, and it's really decimating the amount of money you end up having to pay to them. Make Alaska Russian again. Yeah, if they get independence, that's what's going to happen. Ham, would you go on an expedition to the Nile River, all expenses paid? That would be, yeah, absolutely. If all expenses paid, I would do that. Hell yeah. I would. The previous time I was telling about my dream travels, riding the Trans-Siberian to Vladivostok and taking a boat down to Lake Victoria. Yeah, I remember that. This is an epic, it would be an epic trip and an amazing one. Oh, hold on. We're at the 2-hour mark. Let's take a quick break for ads, and then we will be right back. So 90 seconds. All right, we are back. We are back. Looks like we're about to become a British subject, my friends. Is the private sector sometimes just stupid, though? Like building railways when no one in the market produces steel or engines? Sometimes it is. Oh. You can manipulate them a little bit, though. Let's evaluate what's going on here. Could you zoom out a bit? Sure. What do you got on your mind there? That's what you get for taking the coast and forgetting to annex Croatia in the previous war. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the coast isn't really what hurt. It's the fact that Croatia was connected to us. The wildfire animation looks really hot on the map. Yeah. It does whenever... Oh, I don't see one here, though. But yeah, I know what you mean about that. Look, Ham, I'll be honest. If I were you, I would have rage quit. British are not worth my gameplay. Yeah, Serbia does need to be way bigger. Alright. So let's figure out what we're doing here. We are now in the British markets. This will raise the fervor of our Serbian culture, though. So there is that. We can get rid of the enlistment efforts. And now we'll just start floating... Oh, we already had road maintenance there. Look at that. Actually, no. We'll do it in Bulgaria, because that's where we need to build stuff. Oh, that was a while ago. I wanted to see the Russian... Oh, but now it's... Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. I'm back. I know the Serbs eat chips and beans and hold a cup of tea every 2 kilometers. Glory to the Queen. From cool hats to freedom of beans. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder did our... Oh, it was too young to have the clothes yet, but it'll probably get the British clothes. Okay. So this changes things a bit here. So we'll need to keep our liberty desire up. But, you know, so we do have access to the British market now, so there is that. Alright. American independence had nothing to do with taxes, but with beans. Yeah, we were tired. We were tired of the beans. I think we're... If anything, we were tired of the tea. Oh my god, look at all these people now that can build in us. Okay, let me remind myself again what we get here. So we do have militarized industry. So we get a lot of throughput bonuses on that. Oh, we get minus 50% cost for nationalization. Yeah, colonial offices, because we're doing so much colonizing. Alright. So, we're building up universities, building up railroads. I suppose now we should build up the construction sectors more, now that we have access to a lot of stuff. Yeah, tools are expensive. Crazy I'm a member but still get ads. Yeah, I don't think YouTube doesn't give me the option to add for members that you don't get ads. It does that on Twitch. If you subscribe to my channel on Twitch, you no longer get ads there, but YouTube doesn't let you give that option to your members, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would definitely have that on there. I feel like that's like the main benefit of subscribing. At least on Twitch, I feel like. Literacy and academics are the highest fervor contributors in my game. Yeah, they usually are. That's usually the best way to go about it. So we're spending a ton now on papers. Paper's super expensive. So where do we want to build here? Oh, we got a lot here, and we probably have most of our government admins here. Now we really want to go to, God, I always forget the name of it. National Militia. So we don't have to lock as many people into working in the barracks. Oops. So let's... Oh, well, we're not even... Not even hiring most of it up. Alright, so these guys aren't taking too much reinvestment. Oh, okay, so we don't have any other regional HQs. Alright, we can go. Oh, well, let's... We're not mobilized, right? Okay, good. Of course, yeah, now we're fighting against the Russians. Oh, guys, I have to go. Good luck, Ham. Don't accept the peens. Yeah, thanks, Reverse Ham. It's always good to see you, my friend. See you next time. Yeah. What was meant as a routine speech about the merits of interventionism by Vladimir Popovic has quickly devolved into a public relations disaster with the trade unions. I never say take this in the opening, but we'll take it. Why not? I'm feeling crazy. Great Britain when randomly Yanks want to be freed. I sleep. Also Great Britain when Yanks one box of tea in Boston Port. Real shit. Real shite. That's right. Did you see the scheduling announcement? Yes, I did, Sharky Boy. I'm actually trying to figure out... I might be able to join, but I don't know yet. I'm trying to figure out childcare, basically. Like, if my wife will be able to watch the kids for, like, the 5 or 6 hours it'll be going that day, and the next day. So I might be able to. I'm working on it, because I saw the announcement. I was like, I really want to get in on this one. Is National Militia good to demilitarize your army? I think so, because what it does is... So you can only have 5 barracks, a 5 barracks max level. We have 3 states, so that means at a maximum, we can only have 15 barracks of standing army. But it gives you that plus 5% conscription rate. So you can see we'll be able to add 39 conscripts. Whereas with professional army, we can only add 10. So basically, we can free up a bunch of workers for all of our industries and not have them all tied up in the barracks. Considering we're now a subject of the British, if anybody attacks us, the British are coming for them, so... I think that's probably better for now. This is interesting, though. I don't think in any of our sessions we've ever actually had to become a subject of the British. So how much are we paying them now? Oh, interesting. %25 income transfer from subjects. But we're not paying anything. By the way, could you teach how market shortage or not Wait, could you teach how market in shortage or not? Like, how does, what do you mean, how does it affect your buildings and stuff? Is that what you mean? Soldiers are complaining that they have no way to open their canned food. Yeah, guys. Sorry. You kind of failed us in the last one, so that's what you get. The rich and unstable political environment in Serbia has proven attractive to political exiles and stateless people who have begun to congregate in the coffee houses of Belgrade. I'd rather get minus 10% radicals from political movements. I'm 1 in making steel, but I always have shortages. Oh, no, how you see your goods are in shortage. So, yeah, you'll see something like this on the map right here. So this is telling us, oh, well, not, and now it's gone, but it was telling us that we had a shortage in the railway here. So that's usually the way you see it. And then when you go to the buildings list like this, you'll see that same symbol on here. And I think a good way to see it too is just if you go to your buildings list. Oh, actually, no, yeah, you'd have to have it expanded like that. But you actually see it on the map. So that's usually the best way to see it. And then you can click on it and it'll take you directly to that building. I find usually if you have a shortage in a building and you didn't have that shortage before, I feel like more times than not, it's because suddenly the building that was providing the input lost a bunch of workers. A bunch of the workers went somewhere else. The limited political resources of the intelligentsia have made the group's leadership question its membership in both the Anti-Ottoman Association and the Serb-Russian Fellowship. Yeah, leave the Serb-Russian Fellowship. We don't want to be buddying up to them. Despite the power block, I don't think protectorates pay a dime until they get demoted. Yeah, that must be the case, right? I guess so. I wasn't aware of that. Because the way it's worded, it just says subjects, but... yeah. So, we need to make sure we keep this liberty desire up. Yeah, our fervor is helping us. From cold relations. Let's make sure... yeah, they're not trying to improve relations with us, so... what about goods you produce? Is it negative or not? Could you point out, is more blue good or more yellow bad? But I don't think I know what you're referring to. What about the goods you produce? Is it negative or not? You point out, is more blue good or more yellow bad? Yeah, I don't... what do you mean by blue and yellow? So, like, the goods you produce... oh, this stuff here? Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. So yellow generally means, like, more expensive, right? So if the output good is more yellow, that's not so bad. The market tab. Yeah, how expensive your goods are. Yeah. So this means, like, for instance, furniture is really expensive in their market. Which means you could probably afford a little more. I think, in general, you want this number to be as close to 0, or even maybe like -1, -2, so that it's profitable. If a good is very expensive, you could probably use more. There's such a demand for it, you could build more. So yellow, I feel like, is generally not good. Blue is usually where you want to be. But I wouldn't pay attention to these symbols as much as I would pay attention to this. And so ideally, you want... I feel like if everything were at 0, then that's good. Because you don't want it to be super cheap. Like merchant marines here, they're super cheap, which is why the ports don't make as much money. But, like, say, take furniture, it's plus 51%. Your people are paying so much money for it. So you could build more and lower the price and sell more of it because the price will come down a little bit. But you wouldn't want like clothing and furniture to get to a point where they're at like negative 47%, because now it's very cheap, which means the buildings producing these are making less money. So that's generally, I think, how that works. Now, if we're talking about things like this, right, like logging, this is good because logging is just going to be an input for other things, and fabric. And you're never going to make a ton of money off of logging and fabric anyway. And since these are construction goods, you want them to be pretty cheap. But everything else, especially I feel like stuff your pops are going to buy in bulk more. So like things on the industrial goods tab or the luxury goods tab, it's best to have them as close to 0 as possible. Wait, so my ports always suck because I'm making my merchant marines too cheap. Yes, yeah, that's exactly it. So if we look at our ports here, so you see it produces merchant marines, and merchant marines are dirt cheap. Now, I find a good way to make your ports profitable without having to subsidize them is doing goods transfer treaties. And get people to buy in a treaty to buy your merchant marines off of you. Because I find, like, so we're in the British market, we can't do our own tariffs and subventions anymore. But even adding a subvention to the export, I feel like it's hard to get a lot of trade on merchant marines. Unless maybe you get, like, one of the prestige ones. So I find specifically with merchant marines, doing goods transfer treaties to get people to buy them off of you is always very good. And then that will make your port profitable, and you won't have to subsidize it, and it'll stay employed. Noted. I pay so much in port subsidies sometimes. Geez, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the ports are always a very difficult one to keep going because of that reason. The Turkish national movement. Well, I guess a good thing now is if we have any movements pop up, the British will come and squash it for us. All right, what can we do with construction sectors here? Tools are still a little expensive. You know, okay, so here's the other thing, actually, now. Now that we're in the British market, we can get British people to move here. So we might want to get the greener grass campaigns going again. Revolutionary sympathizers have begun to agitate for anti-government causes in the barracks in Bulgaria. Oh, actually, yeah, hold on. So this actually is a little beneficial to us for another reason. So now we can get more of the Serbian population in Croatia. So in Croatia, they have 274,000 Serbs. Now that we're both subjects of the British, we can get Serbs moving here without it being like a mass migration or anything like that, and it doesn't get as affected by migration laws. Check Indonesia. The DEI left the British market. Maybe they form Indonesia. Oh. Oh, no, they're still part of the Netherlands. Not yet. Sorry, LaPlace, not yet. In the midst of the debate surrounding interventionism, one of the country's leading playwrights, strongly associated with the trade unions, has staged a wildly acclaimed play whose politically laden theme makes no secret of the author's desire for the law to be passed. Yeah, we're going to take that. Oh, hello, Dark Knights. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hey, Ham, just wanted to say, love your videos. Oh, thank you. Because of them now, I can make it further into the game without going into debt, especially that construction video guide. Oh, thank you so much. I love it. Thanks for stopping in to say it. I appreciate that so much. It's always good to hear. Yeah, I'm glad I'm glad that helped out with that, because yeah, the debt spiral of construction is such a frustrating thing in this game. So I'm glad it was helpful. Hey, Nicola, hello, hello. Good to see you. Welcome in. Hello, first time on live. I appreciate your tutorials. That's what is needed for this game. Yeah, generalist is good, but too advanced for newcomers, I would say. I guess this is not a min-max Serbia run. No, no, not a min-max Serbia run. But I appreciate that. Thanks for coming in and say that. I always appreciate when someone comes in and say that. It's true. I think generalist videos are a little more advanced now, because I think his audience has grown up with him, because his as they've gotten more advanced, his tutorials have gotten more advanced, because his tutorials were very at the beginning very intro heavy. Like, I'll say I learned the game from generalist. When I first started playing, I started playing the game like a couple months after launch. And so I early on started watching him, and I kind of learned how to play the game from him. But it's interesting, I've noticed, yeah, his videos are a little more advanced now, because I think generally his audience is become more advanced in the game. But now there's like a whole bunch of new players in the game as well, and so there's a need for the more basic tutorials updated to the new game mechanics. So yeah, that's kind of, I was thinking about this the other day, and I think that kind of how it works out. Damn the Dutch. Yeah, that's right, LaPlace. Damn the Dutch. Hey, hello. Hey, Crybaby. Hello, hello. Hi, what's your thoughts on about New Austria? I love it. So I'm currently doing an Austria run offline right now, just to try it all out. I love the new content, all the new journal entries, and it's difficult. It's very difficult, especially if you're a country like this that has a lot of different cultures in it. All of these like national movements now really add a lot of difficulty to the game. I never had any desire to really play Austria before that update, and now it's a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to do another Austria run, because there's a couple things I messed up on, and so I need to make up for it. So yeah, I'm loving it. How are you liking it? What do you think? Generalist makes chart. We are not in college playing Vicky 3. Yeah, I don't know though. It was very helpful to me. All of the like spreadsheets and all of that. I thought it helped me at the time to really get my bearings in the game when I was learning it. He was such from an early stage, in my opinion. Yeah, I've been following him from the beginning also. Yeah, because he had been doing like dev diary videos about the game back before the game was launched. So yeah, he was like, he's the OG Vicky 3 YouTuber. Ooh. Okay, yeah, we lost quite a few people there. So let's start building up some stuff here. What do our people need? Clothes, furniture, fish. So let's get some textile mills going there. Climbing losses at the front have led to murmurs of mutiny spreading among the soldiery. If action isn't taken soon, the situation may become critical. Yeah, I kind of don't mind getting negative 10% offense or advancement speed for 2 years. Because again, we're not going to war for a while, now that we're subjects. So getting this national movement down 10% would be nice. Yeah, let's take that. I prefer a more simple explanation. Yeah, this is... I know what you mean there. I think my background, too, as a teacher has kind of helped in making the tutorial videos. I kind of approach it as the way I kind of do lectures, so I think I've kind of been able to transfer those skills in that sense. Ever thought about making a stream with Brazil, or generally with geographically bigger and more diverse countries? The cultural fervor thing is kind of whack for integrating Brazil, for example. Yeah, Brazil would be an interesting one. See, I generally like to do small countries, though, on stream. Brazil starts off as a pretty big power. Though I think New Granada is going to be our next stream. Because I do love South America, and I've only done one so far, Paraguay. So the next stream is definitely going to be in South America. I haven't decided on which one, though. But the problem is, I think Brazil is a little too large of a country for what I like to do here. Brazil is tons of fun, though. Maybe I'll do a starting steps video for Brazil, actually. That might be a good idea to do. But I really want to try the new cultural fervor mechanics in South America, because South America already has like cultural stuff that happens where you change your culture and stuff like that. So I think it would be cool to try out these new mechanics there. This afternoon, Vladimir Popovich, leader of the trade unions, delivered a fiery speech advocating for the enactment of interventionism. Ooh. Yeah, that's not so bad. Yeah, we'll take that. Talking about Austria, Connor managed to be subject to Austria as Qing. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I haven't caught up in any of Connor's stuff since 1.10 came out. But I have to check it out. Somebody else was telling me about one of the videos he did. Apparently he has some pretty good 1.10 content going, just because he wants to get the new serfdom law of Austria. Interesting. Yeah, he's very good at showing the like capabilities of like min-maxing in the game. So if you're a min-maxer, it's very helpful in that sense. I very much recognize that. My videos and my channel are not big on min-maxing, because generally I'm not big on min-maxing, and not big on it meaning it's just not the playstyle I'm best at. Austria has been a mess in my game. As Italy looking east, seeing my neighbor having all kinds of rebellions all the time, it's hilarious. Yeah, I know. Watching it from afar is always fun. Like, sometimes they'll become this big Austria again, and then, you know, you go away for a little bit, and then the next time you look up, boom, they're like 5 different countries. What do you think about Vicky 3 in general? I found my way of loving this sandbox experience where almost every country is played the same if you do not RP. Oh, see, I don't know. First of all, I love Victoria 3. I would say it's definitely my favorite game. And see, I disagree. I feel like, you know, I'm going to do a video on this one day, because I do feel like Victoria 3 is, every country is a little different, because they also have different different situations, like starting situations. Not all countries are the same. Oh, hold on, I'll finish this thought in a second. Belligerent crowds have been getting increasingly provocative when confronted by troops in Bulgaria. Hardliners in government are demanding tougher responses, while doves are calling for troops to stand down as the first hopeful step in de-escalation. Let's try this one. Yes. So I don't think there's a meta in the game, because I don't think there's one play style. because of the fact that one of the unique things about Victoria 3 is that there's no winning condition in Victoria 3. You can't win this game. You can lose it, there's a game over screen, but there's no winning conditions. And so every country plays a little bit different. Now, the one thing I find, I haven't seen this on the Reddit for a little bit, but I used to see a lot of posts like this where someone will say, oh, so this is just a capitalism game. The game wants you to go capitalist. But you would see an equal number of posts of people saying, oh, so this is just like a socialism simulator. The game wants you to go socialist. And I think the thing is that because of the way the game is set up, you make all these little decisions in these events that pop up, and your decisions all kind of snowball until you go down a certain path. And I think a lot of times when people find they're having similar playthroughs, it's because you're kind of going down the same path every game. And I think a lot of it is subconscious, you know? You want to have max GDP, so you're going down a capitalist route because that's going to get you max GDP. But in the end, this game is not about having the highest GDP. There's nothing inherent in the game that says this is what the game is about. You could just as easily have a game dedicated to having the highest standard of living. And a lot of times these two things are at odds. So I do think the play style in every country is a little different, because every country has different starting conditions, and you can make different choices every game. And I think that ultimately, I think the thing that's great about this game is there's nothing the game wants you to do. Everything has an advantage and everything has a disadvantage, and it's just about what you're willing to take on. I also played for the first time after the new DLC. It was complete failure. Yeah. I have to say my Austria run and the Serbia run are my first real playthroughs in it. My Austria one is difficult at the moment, and even the Serbia run is proving to be much more difficult than the other runs I've done. Like, it really